All right, it is a great Saturday morning. We just got a good snowfall last night. It was about 10 inches. It's wet and heavy. It was about 32 degrees. I think it dropped down to 28 overnight, and then it's warming back up today. So it's going to melt, but this is going to be a mess if I don't get it cleaned up. So you can see here, I have been waiting all winter for this test actually, and it's March. But finally got a big enough snowfall to test out snow blowers. And this is a range of 26-inch gas, two-stage, 250cc, so pretty big guy, all the way down to a single-stage battery-powered electric one. Now, these two here are electric, and these two here are gas. So I'm going to really go through and compare and show you, if you had these different blowers, which one would work for this type of snow. Now, this is, like I said, right at 10 inches. I have a large driveway. I'm gonna do some just tests to show you how far I make it, how quickly I make it, you know, how much progress can you make with a blower like this. And you know, some of these, maybe it's not a fair test because they're not designed for it. The single stage is not designed for this type of snow, this deep of snow, this wet of snow. But we'll can see how well it does. You know, can you manage it if you only get this every once in a while? Or should you not buy a snow blower like that? Should you just go straight to a two-stage? And can a battery powered one handle it, or should you go straight to gas? So I've done some videos on these other ones before. I won't go into details on them. I'm really just gonna go through and test these side by side, show you the video, and at the end I'll tell you which one I would end up picking if I had to only pick one. And these all are from a company called PowerSmart. They did send me these to test, but this is an unbiased review, and I'm just gonna show you what I think of them. All right, so let's start off with this single stage brushless one. Now this has an 80-volt battery in it. Popped it in. It is not powered from a pushing standpoint, so you have to push it. I don't think it's gonna get very far, but let's see what happens. All right, so I just press this button here and then we go. All right, we made it. That was not pretty, but we made it. Now the big design flaw with this one is, you know, most of the other ones have shoes under them, or at least some metal glides. This one does not, and so you really have to pick up on it. It needs to have a, this shoe needs to be further down so that it doesn't dig in with this scraper. That's the only one that does this. So let's get this one out of the way and use some other ones. All right, so let's go for the two-stage battery power. So it's actually the same battery as the other one. This one's freshly charged though. And this one has metal augers and everything. So actually it's the very same to this 24-inch one, but that one's gas powered. This one's battery powered. So let's see how it does. All right, again, the beauty of these ones is that it's super easy to turn on. You press the power button and then you can drive. All right, so I'm gonna give it on full speed ahead and then we'll see what it does. All right, so that one definitely has more power and is better at cleaning the ground off, but it slows down the forward acceleration. I think it's maybe to conserve power for the auger, but it doesn't keep going at full speed. The normal speed is actually much faster than it drives. This is normal speed here, but it slows down when I have the auger going, so a little bit slower than I would prefer. All right, 24-inch gas unit. This is a 212 cc. All right, there we go. So you can see that one definitely goes a lot faster. Obviously with a mechanical drive, it goes full speed with those tires no matter what, unless the engine dies. So certainly faster of a machine. It was obviously loading up a lot, but it made it just through just fine. Let's try this Big Daddy. Now what's the cool thing about these gas ones actually is that these handles are heated, so they actually heat up on you. I'm actually going to do this one again because I actually sort of messed up myself there. So I'm going to go back and give this one a fair run again here. All right, there we go. So this one does nicely. Obviously it's a 26-inch cut versus the 24-inch cut, so it does more. But I feel like the 24-inch is actually faster of a drive. It drives faster. All right, so that was a pretty quick test, but as you can see, actually all of them did make it. So they're all workable. Actually, I was actually surprised the single stage made it. Now I had to struggle, but a struggle with the pushing, really. It actually has the power to clear it. I was actually surprised it didn't clog up and turn off. I know I've had some smaller battery powered ones that the auger actually will stop because it doesn't have enough power to actually keep spinning, but this one kept going. The two-stage battery powered cleared a lot better, but again, it slowed down actually with this drive, so I couldn't able to keep the speed up, and it's hard to push actually with the electric motor there. So it's not, you know, it's actually worse than a freewheel because you have to overdrive the motor to actually get it to go faster. So it cleared well all the way down to the concrete, but it was just slower. The Gas 24 cleared all the way down to the concrete, just like the battery powered one, but it was way faster of a drive. Its full, you know, speed 6 is much faster, and it was able to clear it much quicker. The 26 stage, it was actually a little bit harder, and the reason why I did 2 runs with it was because when I first got going, I didn't, I needed to push down on the front of it more, you know, pick up on the back on the handles to keep it digging, because it got a little bit easier for it to float. So it started to actually float up, and once I floated up, it actually was hard to get a clean cut all the way down to the concrete. So I actually stopped. So I went ahead and did it again. So when I went on the two-stage 26-inch one, this second time I pushed down on the front edge to cut in a little deeper, but its drive is actually a little bit slower than the 24-inch one. So it's actually probably about the same amount of time, honestly, with the 26-inch one as the 24-inch one if I had a bigger area. And now, which I do have a bigger area, but most of this actually plow with a Bobcat. So I have videos on that too. But for this one here, you know, of mine, what I like for what I need to do, it's actually the 2-stage 80-volt battery electric one. Even though it's slower, it's because the ease of use of it. I normally store these in the barn there, and when I get a big enough snowstorm that requires a blower, I get it out and I snow blow kind of where I did up there along the front of that barn, so I don't have to plow right up to the barn. And I do the front walkway and by the house garage, but then the rest of it I do with a plow on a Bobcat. So for me, electric, the maintenance, the ease of turning on is the way to go, even though on this case it is a little bit slower. For the gas ones, you know, the quality of the 26-inch one is better. So if I had to buy a gas one, if you're one of those people, I'm not going to buy a battery one, I do gas. Okay, that's fine. I would actually recommend the 26-inch one. The quality of it, the chute, the controls, all that kind of stuff, it just feels better, and the gas engine never like bogs down. On the 24-inch one, it is, you know, it's probably closer to better match power, but it's a little bit underpowered. Where you go into a big snowbank, it really does bog down. The 26-inch one never bogs down, and it just seems to work better there. So that's my review. Hope you like it. Stay tuned for more videos as always.